All right, I got this Addams Family Gold that I'm about to set up. But before I even set it up on 4 legs, I want to show you just like maybe a prediction of what I'm gonna see in here. I've not seen this game. This is how it came packed, but I can already see by looking at the bottom of it, you can see this swollen MDF. When you see that kind of moisture damage, we'll say, and then if I look at the bolts right here, I see that rust. And then if I look right here on the coin door frame, there's almost like this white mildew. I already know when I see those things that this is probably going to be a pretty rough game. Now, that being the case, it's okay because I helped find this game. I don't do that a lot, but I did help find this one, and it was cheap. For an Addams Family Gold, it was cheap, but you're going to get what you pay for, you know. So we'll see exactly what that is. Now, I'm not worried about the cabinet, obviously, because I've already got this cabinet over here. As you know, I'm going to be doing new cabinets on most of my games. So I've already got this thing right here. It's ready to go. Nice hardwood bottom, plywood bottom. So, you know, the house that this thing's in, it doesn't mean anything to me. But what this is really an indicator to me is what kind of metal condition I can expect in here. And not just that, but it's a re-import from Germany, so it's probably going to have some hacks in it. It's probably going to be a pretty rough game. And so for that reason, I want to document this part of it, and I'll set it up because we can't see that once it's set up. So here we go. Okay, let's see what's in here. Get myself together. Let me prepare myself. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I wasn't even prepared for this. Holy shit. All right, before I even set this thing up, let's take a look at this. All right, you're seeing what I see. This is just real time. That's all swollen. I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't showed you the good part yet. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Does it get any worse? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh boy. All right. I can take it. That's fine. Let's see where it goes from here. I'm gonna put you right back up here, and we'll see what else. Oh, man. You know what's crazy about this thing? I'm going to show you in a minute, but you know what's crazy about this thing is the playfield. I mean, the playfield's trashed, but it's not really trashed. It's really unusual. It has very little chair hole wear, and it's almost as if this thing's just been sitting somewhere really not a good environment, more than it's been played to death. But we'll take a look at it. I'll show you before I even take the glass off. I'll show you what I see. Not too bad. I mean, it's got wax on it. It's got rust on it. But here's what's interesting about it. If you're well versed in this stuff, you can probably appreciate this. But look at this chair hole. That thing looks pretty good, man. that chair hole, I mean, it's not blown out. Now, unfortunately, as a result of whatever environment it's been in, it's got like this white powdery mildew on everything. So, it's not much use in restoring this playfield unless you were being a purist. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's kind of a weird mixed bag so far. We'll see what we get into next. Let's open it up and look at it. And I know sometimes these aren't the best, like, previews. None of this shit's staged or planned. I'm just setting up a game that I'm about to work on, and I got to determine if it's worth talking about or not. So we'll see. We'll see which one it is. I got no doubt this one's worth documenting. Just based on the condition, I can tell that this is something that I want you to see. Yeah, man, that right there. I'm about to show you something that's kind of pinball nerd shit, but that's how original this thing is. I think this thing's just been sitting around somewhere. Because look at that. I mean, you don't see that on hardly any game. That's the factory set block that they use to keep this from opening up when they ship them out of the factory. Let's look inside of here and see what we got. I mean, we got massive battery issues, right? No question about that. I mean, that's bad. Those are 2011 batteries. So we got that. 902 board. 902 board. 902 board, 902 board, 902 board. So all boards match. So I mean, yeah, that's probably trash, right? I mean, that CPU, I seriously doubt that's coming back. And we got this mold and mildew on this lamp panel. That thing's going to be no good. But this is kind of like one of those just abandoned in a warehouse maybe type of games, or just not in the best environment. Let me lift the playfield and see what's going on there. Get the glass off of it. See what else we can find. I mean, it's not all bad. It's not all good. I'm gonna leave this out as a matter of fact because I gotta send some of this. I'm gonna pop these boards out and send these out and see what I get back. I don't think I'll be getting the CPU back. I think I'll be told that that's non-repairable. All right, let's lift this playfield and see what's up. Playfield's weird. It's got a sponginess to it. I can't quite describe. It flexes real easy. Hey, whatever. I don't give a shit. What about that? What do you think about that? I don't care. All right, let's look inside of it. Not quite as bad as I thought it might be. Seems like most of its moisture issues are coming from the outside in, not the inside out. But, it's probably going to have to be converted. It may have been converted. It may not. I'll figure that out. But, yeah, not terrible. We're missing, this switch is off for some reason. Something's unplugged right here. It might be missing something. I'll have to look and see. That's real clean. It's crazy how clean that motor base is. That's crazy. And most of the metal is actually pretty clean. It's weird. This is really weird. Now what is unplugged? I'm thinking one of these two. I think it's this that's unplugged. All right, man, whatever. This is what we're working on. We'll get to it. Should be interesting. Okay, now we know what we're dealing with. It's a real strange mixture of stuff, but one thing I wanted to do, and the main reason I was even setting this up, is so I can get out ahead of any issues I might have. And the biggest issue I see is obviously these boards all need to go and be serviced. That's for sure. Particularly this. Like I said, I won't be surprised if this comes back as non-repairable, but I'll get it out of here and I'll just go from there. Now, there's not a single board in this game that I don't already have a nice original for, except for maybe CPUs, because I'm starting to get so much stuff coming in that IJ I'm currently doing now that some of you might be watching that has the exact same problem with the battery corrosion. So I'm starting to get so many games with non-repairable CPUs that to where those are starting to kind of get, my originals are starting to get filtered out. Now, there's people that make really high quality replacements, so I'm not too worried about it, but when you start getting technical, if you want all original boards, it can start to be a stretch, especially if stuff's coming in this way. But again, this was bought pretty cheap, and you're gonna have some trade-offs. If you buy a really cheap Addams family, you might have to buy a CPU board to go in it. That's the price of doing business. Now, the problem with a board like this is when the batteries leak this way, and I'll show you this closely in a second, but not only does the board need to be rebuilt or replaced, but now all these connectors have to be replaced, and I'll show you why. So when you get that kind of battery corrosion, it gets into the connector, and then that basically just bridges all the connectors together, or all the pins in the connector together, and then you have this short situation. So all that's got to be redone. But I'm not going to go through too much about this real quick. I'm just going to pop these boards out, and then we'll go from there. All right, there are all the boards out, and what I see here is kind of what I expected after I looked a little deeper. So this is a game that's just been kind of abandoned and neglected. It's not blown out. It's not really that used, from what I can tell. It's just been sitting somewhere in a bad environment, and it was probably pretty low use before that happened. So as a result, all these boards look great. Like I can exchange this stuff all day long. I'll clean this stuff up, send it in, and I got no problem exchanging any of these boards out of my stock, except for, of course, this one. I've cut the battery holder away. I'll neutralize the acid that's on it and I'll send it in, but I seriously doubt. I'm just going to figure this thing needs a new CPU, and so I'll get out ahead of that. But other than that, not too bad, and we'll just take it from there. All right, real quick. So I do have a really good replacement board from Victor. If you're into pinball, you know who that is. So I have a good CPU replacement, and then I have all service boards. Some of them I've taken out of the bags here just to verify they're the right boards. But yeah, so I got a good complete set of boards, so we're good to go on this thing. We'll be able to keep moving on. Oh man, every time I look at this thing, it's crazy, man. I gotta tell you, the moisture damage is so much. And the other things, but it's so weird too, because it's like the playfield's not really worn, but it's got really bad sun fade. You can kind of see that right there, that red's turned orange. It's just such a weird mixed bag of stuff, but it's definitely a low use game. That's what's so crazy about this. I believe this is the original ramp. If it's not broken, I might be able to reuse it. Not that I need to reuse it, but I just might be able to. This is how it is. But we'll see. I'm probably getting way ahead of myself here, but I like to see what we got to deal with. You know what I mean? I like to give you a preview.